Hi, I'm Kate. Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. If you are new, then extra special welcome. Feel free to like and subscribe below if you like this video so you can keep seeing more from me. And if you're here but you don't have the notification bell on, then go check that too and make sure that you're getting all of the videos that I post, because I post a lot of different ones. So today we're doing a pick a card, which is going to be messages from your person. So I get asked to do romantic or relationship readings a lot, and I see a lot of things online that have different divine masculine, divine feminine, those sorts of things. I'm just going to do from your person. So whichever person that you'd like to know about or focus on, I'm just going to see what messages come through. So what I did is I'm using some of the archetype cards, the Carolyn Myss archetype cards. And so I pre-pulled two small piles, and I'm going to use these to start us off, but then I'm also going to live shuffle from the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards and from the Spirit Animal Oracle cards, just to see what messages come through. So this is pile 1, and this is pile 2. Pile 1, pile 2, and you can decide which one feels right for you, which one has messages from your person. You can pause, take a moment if you need to. All right, and as always, please just take what resonates. These are general readings and they're for a collection of people. And so you may not find that the entire reading exactly matches you. Sometimes it will, and it's totally meant for you that day. But if you're really finding this isn't making sense or that doesn't really match, then you can feel free to either switch to the different pile or come back another day and see whether something works better, or try another video or try another reader. Okay, so pile 1, let's get started. I'm very excited to get started with this. It feels like there's a lot of energy with this pile. I've been feeling it ever since I've been holding this deck, so I'm curious what is going to come out. Okay, we have Thief. Sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. And the Shadow attribute, so there's a light and a shadow for all of these. Stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. So what I'm hearing from the Thief card is that your person is trying to say they are focusing a lot on their wealth, and they're actually focusing on how they can create things. And I am getting the sense that some folks within this pile have sort of gone to that shadow side of trying to take or take the easy road. Like I'm hearing like they're trying to take escape routes instead of the honorable path towards what they want. Definitely getting sort of like a mobster, like I'm kind of feeling like there might have been some sort of shady business going on at some point. If that's not true of your person, then don't take that on. You don't have to think, oh man, are they are they going committing crimes right now? But if that resonates, then maybe this pile will continue speaking to you. But also it's that they're just really focusing on their wealth right now. So it may be that you're not feeling supported by them, and all they want to say to you is that they're doing the best that they can to find their own inner sense of abundance. So they're trying to focus less on what's around them and the external. They've been letting that really inform their identity, and so they've been making up who they are based on what they have, and they're trying to move away from that at this time. Okay, next we have God, which is light attributes, benevolence, and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. And then shadow, despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. So definitely the power to control people. I'm getting the sense that whatever it is that they're focusing on right now that's taking their energy away, that you're trying to understand about them, it's really, a lot of it is about manipulation and trying to get what they want. So it comes from a really hurt place of wanting what they feel they need, but the action and the outward expression of it is really confusing because it's kind of dark and not quite honorable. Now, there are a couple people, less so. There's a couple people in this group who it's actually leaning towards this person is really recognizing their own sense of divinity. And maybe some of the folks who are actually really challenged with the material world right now are getting to that place where they're starting to recognize there's more to life, there's more to living. And in fact, it's a better life worth living when you do have that sense of power and abundance from within yourself, rather than hoping that the external world really makes that up and proves it to you. Feels like a lot of proving oneself. That's what this group is focusing on. Okay. So your person wants to say that they're trying. They're trying very hard to, I get the feeling like whoever's watching this feels a little bit more compassionately and deeply than this person is capable of doing right now, but they're doing their best to get back to a place where they feel connected to their own heart. Okay, shapeshifter, light, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. So one of the ways that manipulation and power and control can happen is because we see an opportunity, and that opportunity, we remove some of the morality beside it, and we say that action might lead me to this result, which will lead me to happiness or freedom or love or just richness in any way. The shadow attribute is projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. So it really does feel like this group has been very self-focused. So your person has been very self-focused, just very much worrying about what's going on around them. So if you're receiving behaviors from them that don't make sense, remind yourself that it might not be about you the way that you're thinking about it. It may entirely be about their own journey and facing the truth, which is their inner self is not shifted actually by external things, by stuff outside of themselves. The shapeshifter also is letting me know they're making a lot of moves. So they're really like trying this, trying that. That's where the mobster kind of thing comes in. It almost feels like grasping at straws. Like you got a few plans in motion. You're waiting for one of them to get, maybe they're like a serial entrepreneur, or just have multiple jobs or multiple projects, or hear an idea about getting money and they say, oh, maybe I'll do that. And it's kind of a very scattered energy, shape-shifting. That can be a really positive skill though. So I don't want you to hear this stuff and sort of write them off like they're being dishonest, they're manipulative, they're never going to change, because to be honest, these actions are happening out of a deeper desire for more. So if you're not appreciating the connection, then do what you need to do to create your boundaries. But I don't think you need to be writing them off just yet, but we'll see. So Samaritan, the light attribute, refines your capacity to help those that you would prefer to ignore. And then the shadow is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. So maybe one of the reasons that they're trying so hard is that they're trying to support more than just themselves. It doesn't feel like you're involved in that, but it feels like they have some pressures on them, some demands on them, and some very high expectations. It feels like external expectations, like expectations of others. And so they don't really feel like they're good enough because they're not at a place yet where they can feel successful. Additionally, a lot of this, again, it's really coming through to me that a lot of this is out of a desire to see more good in the world and to do more. Because, I mean, why do people want money in the first place, right? A variety of reasons, but this group, your person really is honestly wanting to do well and wanting to do good with what they have. They're wanting to share it. So it's like they don't want to just sit in some mansion somewhere. They actually want to be creating and creating more abundance, and so that everyone around them can be positively affected. It's like their goals might be so high, like they want to be like, yeah, a billionaire and be able to say, oh, I paid off this house for someone, and you know, I go on trips to support people. And it feels like a lot of conflicting energy, because it's like, well, you're going about it this way, which doesn't make really much sense for what you want, right? But that's the funny way our minds can work, and yeah, just how life takes us on many different paths. So next we have addict, which the light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. The shadow is that it compromises integrity and honesty. So definitely a common theme here is that they're not quite living to their own sense of integrity and their own sense of truth, which is so hard. Like, let's just be compassionate to them for one moment, because whatever shady things they're doing, whatever business is going on here that does not belong, and behaviors that are potentially negative or toxic for them as well, that's a hard place to be in. right? It just is. So let's be compassionate to that. Again, doesn't change what you do. You still get to choose however you want to behave and react to this person, but just to hold that in your heart. It says it also allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So that's what this feels like, this chasing game. It feels like, yeah, like maybe they're looking towards something that is sort of like a unicorn, like it doesn't quite exist, or they're not going to find it in the same way that they think is obvious. Like it's sort of what I'm getting is a business person, sort of a mentor to this person, and what they're saying to your person, and so thus what your person is saying to you is, I just feel like I have to work so hard. And this mentor is saying, actually, you don't need money to get where you need to be. What you need is energy and effort. So what the business person is actually saying is, you don't need this to be sorted. You don't need the capital. What you need is the inertia and the effort to even push the idea forward. Because for them, the idea of helping others in a much larger way is something they're only really scraping the surface with. So they may not feel as though they're doing enough yet. And that's causing them to sort of rebel and act out and try to find ways that they can reconcile with this happening. Okay. Our last one is father. It says light, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So this protective energy is sort of modeled throughout here, right? We can see how if this person desperately wanted a father role, which gender does matter, but is not involved in this conversation. Father really is a masculine feeling, but more so just a protective energy, and something that is steadying, grounding, and actionable. So then the shadow is dictatorial control and abuse of authority. So I'm getting more the feeling like they're not necessarily abusing authority, but they're not recognizing their own authority. And that's almost like abusing authority, because they have more power than they're letting on. So almost like they're acting like weak, like, oh, I can't quite do this. I can't quite step outside of this life. I can't quite handle this. I'm not making it where I want to be yet. I have to fix this first. It's all this sort of compensating stuff that, to be honest, what they really, really want is to guide others and be a light. And so, yeah, pile one, I'm sorry. This is frustrating to have to witness and watch someone be in this way. So I'm not sure what you're waiting on with them or what you're hoping out of the connection, but it sounds like they're just really focused on their own stuff. Like it didn't really feel like they're putting a lot of effort or thought in, and that could be really hurtful as well. Please just remember that it's not to do with you. Like this is really something they need to work out on their own, and isn't a reflection of you and your behaviors. So what does this person, at their heart of hearts, beneath all the ways that they're acting out in the world, what do they want to share with you? We have distant thunder, clear the air. So I am feeling like maybe they've been dishonest with you, and lacked integrity in some of your interactions. And so what they're wanting to do is bring that thunder forward and actually say, let's get this out in the open. I do want to discuss where we hurt each other, or where I wish I'd behaved differently, et cetera, et cetera. But you can't expect, right, that someone is going to apologize. It's not really fair to you or to them to have something like that lingering. Potentially part of this is about you clearing the air. So if you have not made your boundaries known, or if you've not spoken anything about your experience here, then maybe it's time to. Taking shelter. So it says the answers are within. This feels like something that they're just on the cusp of understanding. So in some place, they want to say, I do get this. I do understand. My answers are within myself. I get that I'm running from it. I understand that I'm choosing to do things a little bit backwards. I'm just in a habit. I'm not quite sure how to break it. So yeah, that's from them. And then one more here, reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. This to me is what they feel is on the horizon. Like that to me, I'm imagining like, that's our home. That's where we're going to be. But first I have to go down this whole road. And really, I mean, we have time in life to work toward those things, but I think this person is just wanting to say they see you doing well, and maybe they don't want to interrupt that, you know, maybe they don't want to disrupt the change that you've been going through because they feel like they're um, not quite good at living because of this dishonesty that they have with themselves. They just think, yeah, they're taking the easy way out. And I think they're beginning to see that they're taking the easy way out. And that's also a little bit painful for them to recognize and to admit, really. It does feel like a lot of stubborn energy here. I can be a stubborn person too. So I'm just like, oh, I feel you. I feel you, group. And all of us at some point in our life have some time where we don't quite feel honest, or like we have integrity, that we maybe step away from ourselves for a time. And when we step away from ourselves, that can really, really hurt. Can hurt our heart. Okay, pile 1, you've also got some spirit animals. So this is, you know, from your person, how you can heal and move forward, what gifts to, what can you do, right? What can you actually act upon? We don't get to control others or the choices that they make in life. We're just looking for some understanding and some clarity. So we have the frog spirit, clear out the clutter. So this might be about clearing the air because it was the first one of the set of before. So clearing out the clutter, clearing the air, as well clearing out your mental clutter. Things that you're trying to make up, like you trying to decide what it is that they are doing. If they are keeping secrets or that sort of thing, you trying to figure that out is really a futile use of your efforts, and that's not really what they would like. They would like you to focus on clearing out what you want to clear out, however that needs to be, so you can live freely. That's what your person wants, is for you to live freely, right? So it's like that Father card and this God card. They want to create a really stable, like affluent and abundant existence for everyone that they can and everyone around them, which includes you. But they're not letting you in on that because the ways they're going about it right now, they're not quite sure if it's going to work. And it might not, because it's not full of integrity. If they're going about things already in an honest sense and they are trying to do more good, then maybe they've turned this corner and this action is on the way and they're just letting you know, hey, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. No matter where they are working on trying to get back to their heart. It just may not look like that, right? But we are. That's what we're working towards in life in general. Koi fish, there's always enough. So more about abundance. They're also trying to let you know, if this has been a challenge for you, not to worry, because they actually want to help you. Whether or not that will come to fruition remains to be seen. So you still have to focus on your own side, pile 1. That's really all you can do. But do enjoy this energy. And if you're feeling like a little bit of lack because you're not getting the connection that you're looking for with this person, do remind yourself that there is always enough. There's love to go around. There's lots of people in your life that do really care about you. So take that in. That's all your person wants, is for you to understand you can clear away what needs to be cleared, and they want you to feel happy and like you have what you need. It would really hurt them if you didn't have what you needed and they felt like they could have given it to you and didn't. The ant spirit, time to collaborate. So again, this is leaning on others. Your person is wanting to say they are okay if you go out and communicate with a lot of different people. If they had a habit before of jealousy, then that's not as relevant anymore. They understand that they've taken a step back and that you deserve to connect with people as you need to. It doesn't seem like this group has a lot of clarity, so I apologize for that circumstance, because I mean, that is not a nice feeling all the time, but I hope this did bring some clarity. This is also a general reading, so if you were thinking of your person a little bit and you'd like a little more in-depth one-on-one time, then you can book a personal reading with me. I do oracle card readings, so it would be just like this and us chatting, but specifically about you and your person, and we'll try to get to the bottom of things, or at least what you can do. But pile 1, definitely stay strong. It sounds like you're on the up and up on your side, and maybe just a little frustrated that time's, ticking by and you're not quite sure where this person's at, but rest assured they are trying their best, just as we all are. So hold some compassion in your heart for them, and pray that they make it in a way that feels better to their heart, because it sounds like they're going through many wash cycles. I'm hearing many rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It sounds like they're going through many purifications and cleansings. And so to them, it feels like they're just always stuck in the same loop. But in reality, they're actually getting cleaner and cleaner over time. So if this addiction thing also, maybe that's why I said cleaner and cleaner, becoming clean or sober, that might be a part of this as well. And again, that's a tough challenge. So do send out compassion for them and appreciation for the fact that they are trying their best. So thank you, pile 1. That is everything for you. And now we are going to move on to pile 2. Pile 2. Pile 2, this was your deck. I'm interested to see what messages your person has to say. Okay, we have Judge, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. It sounds to me like the Judge here, it sounds like they're trying to be careful. Like your person is making sure that everything is in line. And additionally, wanting to make sure things are balanced. It really feels like this person really wants to make sure that you are each equal in this connection. Your person does want that. So if that's not what's been happening, know that that is what they want in the end. Networker, light, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow, conveys information only for personal gain and spreads fear and falsehood. It does feel like this person is stepping out and saying a lot more to you than maybe they did in the past. Additionally, it does feel like there is a motive here. Whether that motive is noble or not remains to be seen, but it does feel like there's something they're looking to get. Like I see with the Judge wanting a fair outcome and the networking, they're trying to sort of move something in a direction that benefits all, though. It really does feel like that's the focus for this person so far. So that's nice. Okay, we have the Hermit. I love this card. Really speaks to me. My father is a hermit character. I really, appreciate the hermit archetype. So light attributes: seek solitude to focus intently on inner life and serves personal creativity. The shadow is they withdraw from society out of fear or negative judgments of others. So there's the judgments again, refusing to help those in need. So I think some of the Judge card is also saying they are putting a lot of self-judgment on. They're judging a lot of their behaviors, which is why some of it is feeling stiff, like it's feeling forced or maybe tense. Might just be feeling like a little bit distant and not quite sure what's going on. Refusing to help those in need. So that really feels more to me like they're overextending themselves and not quite able to give in a way. And that might be why you're feeling some of this distance or some of this confusion within your connection with this person. It's a very positive thing to me, feeling the Hermit card in this sense, in this group. It feels as though that's really the way that they're restoring and keeping a good perspective on. And I don't think you would want to run into this person if they were feeling quite drained or quite exhausted. Like that's really key that they have time to like sort out their own stuff. And you don't need to get involved or concern yourself. That's really clear. You do not need to concern yourself. If they are being quiet, it is not personal. It's personal, but not personal to you. It's not a reflection of you. That's personal for them. Okay, Martyr. Light attributes is learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So they're really, in this time alone, in this time reflecting, they're really trying to, or really getting to a place where they're discerning what they want to do with their life, and they do want to give back more. The shadow attribute is addiction to self-pity. So I do see that they are keeping themselves held back. It feels as though they're being overly cautious, and it's actually removing opportunity from their way. And additionally, it's interrupting your connection a little bit, where they're really just trying to do things fairly. And sometimes it feels a little strange for things to be too judicious, right? And so that feels to me what's going on there. The bully, light attributes, highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So again, they're dealing with the inner fears, the things that challenge them and hold them back. If you're feeling some sort of distance, it feels like both of these groups have some sort of distance between them. So I might make it a focused reading for that. The shadow attribute is they're concealing deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So this is maybe what I was leaning to, as we really don't want to push this person when they're taking their time. You just need to let them take their time and take that step back, because you don't really know what they could send your way. And that's not really a stable or a fair position to put you in. So maybe some of this safeguarding that they're doing is trying to protect you from themselves. Yeah, it's very interesting. There are a few folks in this group where this person has really learned a lot of these lessons and is actually quite evolved on their soul journey. And it's really just those remnant fears that they're still challenging and facing. And it may just be that that's keeping them held back just for now. So not a reason to worry at any point. Everyone has their own path, their own timing, and their own way of going through life. So hold some compassion in your heart for that. Oh, I love this. We're ending off with pioneer. So it says passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. And the shadow, a compulsive need to keep moving on. Okay, I mean, I relate to this card. I think this is one of my archetypes here is, I love this idea of creating things that have not been done before and advancing our world and healing and helping it grow. And to do that, you need to champion and pioneer ideas. And there is that need to keep moving on that sort of drifts in. Your person is actually saying they feel as though they're doing work and then they step away from it. They're doing inner work and then they just step away from it a little bit. And so it feels like it's not completing things. And so it just feels like they're always starting this light, but it's not really burning consistently. So that's what they're trying to say. And they have a bit of a pressure on themselves. I feel like they're looking for things to make a little bit more, to feel a little more clear, like things to make a little more sense and for them to kind of know what's next. What's next? A great adventure. So it says, take a risk and venture forward. This is what your person is trying to say. This person is trying to say, I am doing my best to move forward. I really feel as though I'm so close, but I feel like I keep missing something. So this person is just feeling like a little inadequate. And also with this sort of outward energy and then retreating, outward and retreating, it sort of, again, feels like cyclical, like they're just going in a cycle and not quite sure if they're making progress or not. Then we have grounding, which says, go deep and explore your roots. So it's funny, the hermit I tend to see as a more grounded sort of character. But in this one, exploring your roots, I do believe they're dealing with some family concerns, some family patterns, whether or not they're positive or negative. Because if they're positive family patterns and that person doesn't feel as though they're upholding them, that can put a deep pressure on. But there's some inner layer stuff that still needs to shift. So they also might feel like they've done most of their work and there's not much left to do, but there really is so much. And I think whether or not they gear up to take this step to venture forward will inform whether or not they actually can see the truth that they're able to create more and to do more with their lives. Definitely feels like someone who has good intentions, but is sort of stuck with the back and forth and resisting. Because you're getting networker and pioneer and some like forward things, and a lot of retreat as well. Okay, and then this person wants to say to you, they are getting ready for new horizons. So they are preparing right now. They are packing up their ship, getting ready to set out on a voyage. Maybe this person also needs to travel to you, and that's been challenging throughout this time. Definitely feels like a lot of concepts about family are coming up for this pile, which is really interesting. So I'm curious whether they've spoken to you about family, or whether you happen to know anything about their family dynamic, and whether that can help you make more sense of what is going on right now, so it can give you some more clarity about them. Okay. This is what you can do and what your person really wants you to take care of, because the rest of that is really about how they are, what they're expressing, and what's really going on internally for them. These power animals are for you and how you can manage the rest of the connection, because you're on here searching answers a little bit. And so here we have the crow, and it says co-create with spirit. So I think you need to lead by example, and lead by example. I think you need to feel as though you're creating everything on your own. It's almost like you might be waiting on this person a little bit more than you realize. And when you wait on this person to take action and they're second guessing themselves, they might be putting a lot of pressure on themselves because they feel as though they need to do more to compensate for you not quite living your truth and expecting them. It's like we can feel that from someone, right? When they're expecting something from us and we're not really quite giving them what they need. It's best not to hold expectations of others. It really makes things a lot easier for us. Then we have owl, and birds have been coming up a lot lately. We have crow and owl in this. So it says, you see clearly now. So this person is saying, listen, I'm pretty sure you're seeing what's going on here, and I am doing my best to step forward. So just remain alert and aware. The owl spirit is allowing you to feel confident in your knowledge and in your wisdom at this time. And then we have the stag spirit, take the lead. So this, again, take the lead, lead by example. It feels as though you're fairly in line with this person, but maybe just because of their pulling back, you're not quite sure where you stand. And it may be taking the lead by saying something or taking an action, but it may also be by taking the lead and letting yourself shine and express yourself and really feel as though you feel good about yourself. And that might inspire this person to connect with that side of themselves. So as with most things that have to do with interpersonal dynamics, when you focus on your side of it, that's in your control. Generally, we can move towards more positive resolutions. It's when we blame others and expect and or manipulate or control others that things kind of go haywire and a little wonky, a little Willa. maybe the name Willa or Willow is actually key to anyone in this group. Sometimes I misspeak and it's for a reason. I was thinking Willy Wonka and I said Willow, so yeah, if that relates to you, then there you go. If you ever watched Willy Wonka or there's something in that for you, it's very strange that popped up. Pile 2, thank you so much. I really do hope this person finds their strength soon. It doesn't feel as though you're in any bad way with them or that they're in any bad way. It just might be a matter of patience and time. So messages from your person. I hope this helped. If you are looking for something that's a little more wrapped up and a little more focused on just you and what your situation is with you and your person, whoever it is you are thinking of, then you can book a personal reading with me. I do one-on-ones, and a lot of the times I do get asked about connections and things, and I'm happy to share what you can do on your side to feel better, to manage, and just to understand maybe a little more of where they're at. Something I love to do. So that info is all below, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are. Take care, everyone.